Society powered by S.E.I.L, Sustainable Education Initiative Liberia. S.E.I.L is a non-governmental, non-political, and non-profitable organization that seeks to build Liberia through sustainable education. Youth in Society is a 30-minute informative program designed to enlighten and inform young people about the world at large in Liberia. I am your host, Biola Nimne. Let's take a short break, and when we get back, I will introduce my guest in studio. Today, I have with me in studio a very young and passionate person. I have worked largely with this person. He is the president for the YMCA Youth Council. He is also a volunteer with Youth for Change, DMAC, and he works largely with the National Debates Tournament. Mr. Newonsua, you're welcome. How are you
Thank
this
you very
morning?
much. I'm okay. I'm good, and I'm happy to be here.
Would you care to talk about yourself for a minute or two?
All right, thank you. So, like you rightly said, and I'm from the YMCA, the National Youth Council, specifically serving. It's an eighth National Youth Council president, and also into a lot of youth work with DMAC, Youth for Change, and other different youth groups. So I'm just excited, and I'm here to talk about the YMCA. So that's me.
Okay. You know what I like Neo because he's so passionate about what he does, about working with young people and about empowering youth in Liberia. So I'd like to ask a question before we dive into this whole YMCA thing. What drives you? Like, why do you have so much passion for what you do? Because I'm sure young people out there would like to know.
All right, so my interest or my quest to touch a lot of life is drawn from one of my motivators. One told me that he is not satisfied until he make people achieve and become successful in what they want to be. That's the time he defines his own personal success. I've grown over the years to become a young person that is so excited to see a lot of young people becoming who they want to be, and also becoming the reverse in terms of getting the true nature of who they really are, discovering their real self. Who the YMCA actually, when we get there, we know exactly that is one of the reasons why we exist. So in order for those people to discover their real self, there are three basic frameworks I'm taught that you have to have. One, you need to have a friend. Two, you need to have a mentor. Three, you need to have a mentee. So I have grown to have mentors. I have grown to call myself mentee for others. And I've also desired to have a lot of mentees as well. And also to have friends who could be there to say, hey, you have to do it this way. This one is wrong, this one is right. And then the mentees are there to take instruction from you as well, while you take instruction from your mentors. So that is the drive that has kept on pushing me, and I think I'm going to continue because I'm so excited to see you and see the rest of the other young people becoming the kind of young people you want to be in society. So I will keep on this drive until the last breath.
Oh, that's amazing. Because it's pretty hard to see people that actually pray and want to see, earnestly want to see people succeed. So that's amazing of you. I'd like to ask, what is the YMCA all about? How was it founded? And what's the purpose of YMCA in Liberia?
So with this question, we could easily begin with the acronym YMCA. And then I know people would like to know what is the YMCA. So YMCA stands for Young Men's Christian Association. So the YMCA is a global body, not just limited to Liberia. YMCA was founded in the year 1844.
That's a really long time.
Yeah, and then on June 6, 1844, the YMCA got established in England, and where you had Sir George Williams, who became the founder of the YMCA. And his quest to establish the YMCA was basically from the background of the revolution, the Industrial Revolution that took place in England, where you had a lot of young people misplaced. Because of the Industrial Revolution, a lot of young people were out of job, a lot of young people were homeless, and a lot of young people never had things to do because of the industrialization of the society. So with that civilization that was introduced in England, he thought it wise that to have an umbrella to bring those young people that were just on the streets, that were there, that never had a place to be, never had a way to start up and engage the new formalities in the society, to bring them under an umbrella. And then gradually this umbrella became known as the YMCA. So on June 6, 1844, the YMCA was established to bring these young people together. That's the reason why you see that the YMCA is associated with basketball. Those are the key things. Normally when I talk to young people, do you know the YMCA and what do you know of the Y? They tell me it's either basketball or computer. Those are the two things. Basically in Liberia, the young people will refer. And basketball actually originated from the YMCA. It was a funding attribute of what became the YMCA. So from that particular aspect, it became expanding from one country to another. And then subsequently in the year 1881, the YMCA came to Liberia. So in 1881, YMCA landed in Harper, Maryland County. So the YMCA did not begin in Monrovia. So in Liberia, the YMCA began in...
I get one fact now. YMCA did not begin in Monrovia. I thought it was the only branch here.
No. YMCA did not begin in Monrovia, and the Monrovia YMCA is not the only branch of the YMCA in Liberia. So YMCA began in Harper, Maryland, on August 10, 1881. So the process went on and on by Bishop Samuel D. Ferguson. He brought the YMCA to Harper. He was a missionary. And then he started the process, went through bringing young people, bringing that same ideology of Sir George Williams from England back to Liberia, and then having the Liberia YMCA. So the Liberia YMCA went on to developing itself from one point to another after expanding. In 1955, the YMCA came to Monrovia by James McCready. He came from the B.W. Harris School. So James McCready was the one that brought the YMCA to Monrovia. So when the YMCA came to Monrovia, it now subsequently assumed the status as the headquarters of the YMCA in Liberia. So our founder was Samuel D. Ferguson, and then our founding place was Harper, Maryland County, and then moved to Monrovia with James McCready, and then Monrovia became the headquarters. So on our structure as YMCA, before we come to the structure, YMCA is basically a youth organization that is driven by self-development. Our mission of the YMCA is to seek to unite and empower young people through self-development and service to their community as an extension of the kingdom of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You know, obviously the YMCA is a Christian institution, so one of our core values is to expound the reason why Jesus Christ existed, was to bring men to the saving knowledge of God, to make better life for men, and to give men a better society and a peaceful one to dwell in. So that is our mission. So within our mission, you see that we have self-development, we have service to community, and that is the hallmark of the YMCA. Our vision is basically centered around making young people, so we as the YMCA serve as a guiding light for self-actualization of young people for good citizenship. That's our vision.
Okay, can I really clap for you? You know so much history. I wouldn't last a day learning all that history. But the YMCA is typically about helping people discover themselves. if I listen to you well.
Certainly.
And it was formed during the Industrial Revolution when people went from farming to making machines to do work, when people were misplaced and didn't know what to do with their lives.
Exactly.
So I like to ask, how does the YMCA help people discover themselves? Because most people, when you ask them YMCA, and now we know that YMCA is not just the place where we go and play basketball and learn computer. We know that we go there to discover ourselves.
Yeah.
So how does the YMCA go about helping young people? Because most people don't know what they want to be in the future, even what they want to be now. So how does the YMCA help young people to discover themselves?
So let me begin on this note. You will have to realize as a young person that there is a difference between your schooling and your education. So when I talk to young people, I remind them always that when you are in the university, when you are in high school, waking up early in the morning, get dressed, go on campus, sit under the teacher, listen to what he has to say, learn from him, are all process of your schooling.
Yeah.
Your education becomes your ability to apply what you have learned. And each time I talk to young people, I always remind them of the fact that you will not learn everything in the classroom. Most of the things that make us who we are and what we are normally are not taught in the classrooms. Are taught with the institutions, with the people we associate ourselves with the mentors and mentees we have around us. Those are the areas we learn from. So with the YMCA, we have come a very long way. We have come a very long way. So after coming to the YMCA, we institute, there is a component of the YMCA called National Youth Council, where I here. Under the National Youth Council, we have the LYC, that is the local youth councils. So the local youth council is the branches of the YMCA in the different counties. And then under the local youth council, we have a component there called the Howard clubs. So we have the Howard clubs, we have the Y-Felix clubs. So the Howard clubs are clubs in the high schools, and then the Y-Felix clubs are clubs within the universities. So those clubs mainly bring students together to be able to transfer the knowledge we have at our national headquarters to those students at the local level. So we have the National Youth Council, the Mobile Youth Council meetings or the local youth council meetings that takes place in all of our counties every Tuesday from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. That meeting brings over 75 students across Masorado together at the YMCA headquarters to discuss different programs, learn about public speaking, learn about career development, learn about the choice in terms of career. So we teach you a lot. One of the key things that we transmit into young people is meeting procedures. A lot of young people, at times when they go through the YMCA, they do not recognize the impact of the YMCA until they leave the YMCA. That's the time they start to appreciate, wow, I did not know I was learning this much. Because when you leave the YMCA, that's the time you understand what is parliamentary proceedings. That's the time you understand what the proper procedure in conducting right meetings. That's the time you understand how can I be a good team player. That's the time you understand team building, team dynamics. Those are basic things you understand from the YMCA before departing. Proposal writing, concept development, those are things you learn from the YMCA. When you are with the YMCA, you do not just be developed personally. There are 3 key things we deserve from a young person to be able to get your development out. Your time, your talent, and your treasure. So we call it in the YMCA, we call it the 3 T's. So your time, your talent, and your treasure. Your time comes in when we have our programs. We will not compel you to attend workshops. We will not compel you to attend meetings. We will not compel you, but we give you responsibilities. And we believe that change begins with oneself. So the young person that the YMCA want to help must also be desirous of that change or that help he or she wants. So your time must be commitment. You must be committed to the YMCA. You must be committed to the volunteerism you are involved with. A lot of people in our country today believe that when you are not paid, you don't be committed. Once they are not paying you, you can be committed. So those are the key components. Those are issues that the YMCA train you in, brings you from one point to another, and makes you a global citizen and makes you a better impact.
I'm also becoming a better impact just by listening to you. But then again, we have to go for a short break. When we get back, we'll continue our interesting and interactive dialogue with Mr. S.E.I.L. See you. Mr. S.E.I.L, and we are discussing the YMCA and other youth-related issues. So, he talked about talent, treasury, and time being what YMCA teach you about, right? So, I'd like to ask, all these fascinating things you're talking about, how YMCA grooms you to be a global leader, and how much YMCA impacts others' life, I'd like to ask, what if I want to be a part of YMCA? How can I be a part of YMCA, a part and parcel, not just a floor member, but a part of YMCA where I can have my life impacted? So how can I go about being a member of YMCA?
Alright, so to become a member of the YMCA, when you make a reference to the act that created the YMCA, because the YMCA is legislated. So the act that created the YMCA, the Act of 1960 to 1961, that brought the YMCA into existence as the YMCA of Liberia, talks about membership. YMCA is a membership-based institution. So we have membership from High-Wise. High-Wise means high school students. We have membership from grade-wide. Grade-wide means the students in elementary.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, we have membership from Y-Felix, and Y-Felix means university students. We also have ordinary membership. So people that do not form in any of the category I just named can also access the YMCA through the ordinary membership. We also have institutional membership. So you can have an institution taking membership with the YMCA. We could have a body, a group of young people taking membership of the YMCA. So our YMCA category range, like I said, from these different categories, and they have different costs attached to this membership. At the high-wide level, we have 150 LD for membership. So that is the same applicable to grade-wide with those in the elementary level. And then at university level is 175 for membership. And then the key of all of those is not only for you to come and pay for the membership and take the card, and then you call yourself YMCA member. A lot of people have our membership card, they call themselves YMCA member, which is true, but will not get the effect of the YMCA when your time, talent, and treasury are not with the one. Because without giving those three things T's to the YMCA, you cannot be developed the way you are to be developed. Being outside there and just saying, I am the owner of the YMCA, I have a membership card, and you show it to people, that's amazing. That carries you a lot, because if you travel, you go to any country that have the YMCA branch established, once you go to our YMCA center and shows that membership card, you become a legitimate member of the Y. Right from that point that you showed your membership card. So they gave you the attention if you are maybe in any second instances that you want them to assist. If they can't assist at that point, they will be an assistant to you. Immediately once you identify yourself as a member of the YMCA globally, not only in Liberia. So with that, that is an extended benefit. As a young person in Liberia, you take the membership, you come to be part of the YMCA, you pay the 175, and that 175 or that 150 you pay is paid annually. So if you take membership in May of this year, or like September of this month that we are talking now, you take this membership, next year, September, your membership expire, and you have to reactivate the membership. Yeah, but my more interest as a youth mentor is in young people being involved in the activities.
Actually participating.
Getting involved, yeah, being a participant of our activity, coming for the regular meetings, coming for the youth camps, going for our different youth seminars, because that is where you will be transformed. That is where you get the ability to apply exactly what you have learned. Public speaking is not something you learn from the blue sky. You learn it by practice. The parliamentary proceedings, you don't learn it only on the book. If you read it on the book and you don't put it into practice, you don't know it.
That is why we have theory and practical. People think that only the theoretical part of learning they should learn. So if they actually pay their money, they'll be like, okay, I'm just a member of YMCA, so I don't have time to go there. But if you are a member right now watching me, I think your duty or responsibility is to actually attend the meetings in order to be empowered and in order to learn more from the YMCA. Like, I like the fact that YMCA starts at grade level, because like in the Bible it says, when the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? So if you start from the little ones, then you can empower the bigger ones. So I'm learning so much from YMCA today. I just feel overjoyed. I just want to jump on this. I know you two enjoying the show, but Mr. Newonsua, I would like to ask you a question. What's your direct job description? What do you do for the YMCA as a person?
All right, so I'll begin by saying that this year is my 11th year in the YMCA.
Wow, that's consistent.
I joined the YMCA as a grade Y student from 6th grade. That was in 2006. So when you just do your mathematics, from 2006 till now is 11 years. And from 2006 till now, this year is the first time I've held an elected post in the YMCA. Why am I saying this? Because I want to tell the young people outside that the YMCA is not for political constitution. It's not for where you come to be able to battle for political positions, although we have elected officers in the YMCA. But all of my major development I had through the YMCA, I got it from positions that were not elected. From serving on committees, from being sent by my bosses, from being sent by people in the YMCA that I took as mentors. So at this point, in March of this year, I got elected as the National Youth President. So it has given me an added responsibility, more defined responsibility, not just a volunteer. Like I told you, not jokingly, but I was weird about it.
You said you were just a volunteer.
I was weird about it that I'm I can say the head volunteer, because
chief volunteer.
Yeah, because among all of the volunteers, I supersede all of their activities at the YMCA.
Active volunteer.
Yeah, so I just the people of the volunteers in the Y. So with that in mind, I have responsibility to create programs for all of the local youth councils of the YMCA across the nation. So we have branches in Zouadou, we have branches in Lofa, we have branches in Nimba, Margili, Bong, Maserado, Cape Mount. So we have branches across the country. And all of those local branches, as the National Youth Council office, we are to create programs and opportunities to have these young people, because the implementing arm of the National Youth Council are the local youth councils. So we plan a program, we bring them to a strategic meeting, we plan, we drop the idea, and then they implement at their different levels.
Okay. You know what I like about the fact that you are very humble. I like that about you. It's like leaders should be servants, right? Serving others.
They are surely servants.
So if Noah is the whole president of YMCA Youth Council, and he can say, well, I'm not too big to serve, then who are we? I think in our lives we should learn to serve in order to be ahead. If anyone who have quit and say, what am I going to be doing here? Every day I'm just volunteering, people sending me all around, but he didn't quit from 2006 to 2017. That is very consistent, and should I say persistent. So as a young person, I know you're aspiring to be a great person and a great leader. What would you say to other people that are aspiring to be leaders, the position that you are now as the president of the National Youth Council of the YMCA? What would you say to people who are home, who would say, I want to be leaders, but then they can't be there when people are trying to send them, they can't be there when people are trying to mentor them? What do you say to them? What do you say to our potential leaders watching this program right now?
Thank you. Always, as leaders, in your home, in your community, wherever you find yourself, with or without an obligation, you are a leader. So always a leader, remember to always make people become who they want to be before scaling your success. Consider yourself to not be successful until you make people become successful. Whatever skills, whatever tactics you had that made you successful, a good leader always must be able to transmit that particular attribute into others to make them who they want to be. Always, again, if you want to be a better leader, always put yourself in a position to seek to understand and to be understood. As leaders, most often I have noticed, young people always, at times, want to be heard, but don't want to listen. So, to be a good leader, you must be a good listener. The Bible put it in a better way that says, be slow to speak and fast to hear.
That's the
interpretation. I want to tell you that put yourself in a position to always seek to understand the people you deal with, then making them to understand you.
Oh, okay. That was amazing. So to all those that are trying to be leaders, trying to be world leaders, church leaders, community leaders, I think you heard from Mr. Newonsua. He said you should listen more than you speak. Seek the interest of others before yours. And always remember, a leader is a servant, not a boss. So you should learn to be humble, like my very good friend here, Newonsua. And today, this was an interactive and very exciting show. So, Neon, please, your parting statement in like 1 minute, because we don't have much.
All right. So, thank you, but I'm excited to be here, and then I want to say thanks to the organizer or the host for having the National Youth Council of the YMCA on this platform. I think this is a great platform to always speak to young people about how we can make Liberia a much more sweeter and better place for us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Newonsua. And if you enjoyed, I would like to say thanks to YMCA first for partnering with us on our upcoming launch. We look forward to working with you guys.
Certainly.
I like to say if you enjoyed the show as much as I enjoyed it, because I know you did enjoy it. We are looking for sponsorship, so you can email us at S.E.I.L International Incorporated, that is S.E.I.L 2017 at gmail.com, or you can call our orange number 0777 70 45 54, that is 0777 70 45 54. Or if you enjoy the show and you want to leave a comment, you can go on Facebook, on our Facebook page, S.E.I.L Incorporated Liberia, and leave a comment there. Today, for our motivational talk, before we can leave, I like to leave with somebody I really look up to. That is Dr. Martin Luther King. He stated, and I quote, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. So for the weekend, I'd like you to live, love, and laugh. Live life, love much, and laugh often. Once again, I am Beulah Nimine, your host, and this was Youth and Society. Till next week, it's a bye-bye for now.